Trash in the Ocean by Ingrid Wolf. Did you know that there are more microplastics in our ocean than stars in the galaxy? And when you use a plastic water bottle, you don't really think twice about it. But one plastic water bottle could harm innocent animals. Animals are suffering because we do not safely dispose of our trash and plastic. Trash and plastic gets into oceans when you throw it out or litter in post-recycling. The average human uses 185 pounds of trash and plastic each year, which means in your average lifespan you use 14,000 pounds of trash and plastic. 10% of that ends up in oceans, meaning you contribute 1,400 pounds of trash and plastic. That is only a small portion of the 24 million pounds of trash and plastic that ends up in our oceans each year. Also, when you buy things at the store, it comes with tons of extra and not necessary plastic wrapping. For example, you can buy apples that are already cut up and put into tiny plastic bags, but it would only take you a short amount of time to cut up an apple. Plastic straws are a big issue that go along with paper or plastic bags. Worldwide, we use about 500 billion to 1 trillion plastic bags each year. That means we spend roughly $10 billion on making plastic bags and $11 billion on cleaning up plastic. We spend more money on cleaning up plastic than we do simply making plastic bags. And since trash and plastic has entered our ocean, we are finding more animals with trash and plastic in them and on them. Take green sea turtles, for example. They are commonly known for eating trash and plastic because they mistake it for food. When this happens, it can clog their digestive system, and scientists have found that 50% of green sea turtles have digested plastic, and it normally causes death. We are finding more marine animals with trash and plastic tangled on them, which can cause them to suffocate or to cut circulation off to certain body parts, which limit the amount of food and resources they can get. And fish are in more danger of microplastics because they breathe through gills, which easily bring them into their bloodstream. In the northern Pacific Ocean, it is estimated that the fish digest 12,000 to 24,000 tons of plastic each year. But the habitats that they live in are also in danger, which can limit the amount of food and resources they have. One bad example of trash in our ocean is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. It is the biggest accumulation of plastic in all of our oceans and is twice the size of Texas, and there are enough pieces of debris in it that each human contributed 250 pieces. But the animals that live around the ocean are also in danger, because they get most of their food and resources from the ocean, and their offspring do too. And plastics in the ocean can have the same effects on us as it does on fish if we digest fish that has eaten plastic. One way to cut back on the amount of plastic we use is stop using plastic straws. In the US alone, we use about 500 million plastic straws a day. One great way to cut back on that number is paper straws, which easily decompose, and reusable straws. Also, whenever you go grocery shopping, you should always use a reusable bag opposed to a plastic bag that could take up to 1,000 years to decompose. Plastic water bottles are a problem. You should always use a reusable water bottle because plastic water bottles you would only use once. We also need to start taking the plastic that is in the ocean out. We need to take the big pieces out before they break up into smaller ones that are a lot harder to take out. And there's also the Ocean Cleanup Project. It is a device that sits on top of the ocean that stops plastic from floating any farther out to sea. And we also need to put money towards organizations like 4Ocean, where they take plastic from the ocean and make you reusable water bottles and bracelets. Every bracelet you buy means they take 1 pound of trash and plastic out of our oceans. And some people have gotten so creative that they're even making furniture out of recycled trash and plastic. Other companies are trying to limit the amount of waste that they make. Take Starbucks, for example. They said that by 2020, all of their stores will have paper straws. And they also took 25 million cups and recycled them into new ones. Some grocery stores have stopped using plastic bags altogether, and others have started using plastic bags that are made of cornstarch, which easily decompose. And we also need to start educating young children on how to safely dispose of their trash and plastic. We need to do something about how we use our trash and plastic before it gets too bad we are not able to fix it. So before you use a plastic water bottle, think about how it will affect our oceans.